What crosses your mind when you think of Idris Elba? For most people, it's his title as Sexiest Man Alive. But beyond the big screens and the perfect suits, his watches are worth looking out for. Today, we're raiding his vault and spotlighting his top 10 watches. Grab a seat, it's Gucci time. Kicking off our countdown is the Casio Gold-Tone Classic. You might expect a guy with a Golden Globe and a Sexiest Man Alive title to only touch Swiss luxury, but Idris has been spotted multiple times rocking the Gold-Tone Casio. In a world of $100,000 hike pieces, Idris wearing a $65 digital Casio is the ultimate power move. It's got that 80s retro charm, an EL backlight, and a battery that lasts 7 years. While most stars use watches to show how much money they have, Idris uses this Casio to show he has nothing to prove. It's functional, iconic, and as the watch community says, it's god tier. But if you think that's where his humility ends, wait until you see what comes next. The Brew Metric Retro Dial. In late 2023, Idris appeared on the Chunks and Philly show to discuss serious topics like tackling knife crime. While he was dressed casually, eagle-eyed watch enthusiasts noticed a square case chronograph on his wrist. That wasn't a Rolex or a Patek, it was confirmed to be the Brew Metric Retro Dial. For those who don't know, Brew's an independent micro brand based in New York City designed by Jonathan Ferrer. The designs are inspired by industrial espresso machines. Seeing a man of Idris's stature wear a $450 independent watch is a huge nod to the enthusiast community. But don't let the $450 fool you. The next watch on this list cost him so much more. Sliding in at number 8 is the IWC Pilot's Watch. Now, if you've watched Luther, you know John Luther isn't a guy who cares about shine. He needs something that can survive a London rainstorm and a scrap with a serial killer. That's why the IWC Pilot's Watch is so fitting. Idris has been an ambassador for IWC and he genuinely wears the brand. In 2017, Esquire magazine did a full shoot with him and he had his watch on. It's highly legible, anti-magnetic, and comes with a black dial that has white Arabic numerals. Retail price sits at around $4,500 to $5,200, although you can find pre-owned references at prices close to $3,000. For a watch that appeared on the cover of Esquire, that's arguably a bargain. Now, our next pick proves he has a deep respect for the history of flight and fashion. Coming in at number 8 is the Cartier Santos 100. The Santos is one of the most historically significant watches in existence. It's one of the first purpose-built pilot wristwatches. This watch was designed in 1904 for Brazilian aviation pioneer Alberto Santos Dumont. He needed to check the time while his hands were on the controls. Today, our guy Idris also has this piece in his collection. At the 2018 Cartier event, he made his entrance wearing the Santos 100 on the matching steel bracelet. The fact that Idris wore it to a Cartier event shows he understands that history. Current retail for the Santos 100 XL runs from about $7,500 to $9,000 depending on configuration, and it never goes out of style because it was style before style had a name. Now you'd think one Cartier is enough, but Idris bought a Rolex from another dimension. Taking the 6th spot is the Black Venom Datejust 2. This one caused a full-on frenzy when it was spotted in 2025. At a London event, Idris showed up to a meet and greet wearing what can only be described as a Rolex from another dimension. The Luther star wore an all-black custom Rollie. It was the handwork of Italian outfit Black Venom. This particular Datejust 2 is finished in a black diamond-like carbon coating and sports contrasting diamond hour markers. It's limited to 35 pieces and costs around $18,000. Purists might scream blasphemy, but for Idris, it fits his modern rogue aesthetic. Moving on, our next watch was worn while eating the world's hottest chicken wings on camera. And on the flip side, if you're enjoying this watch raid, smash that like button and subscribe. All the way at number 5 is the Rolex Day-Date 40 in yellow gold. Now if you're a fan of the show Hot Ones, you probably remember Idris battling those wings of death. While he was sweating and his face turning red from the spice, collectors were staring at one thing. It was the 18-karat yellow gold Rolex Day-Date on his wrist. The Day-Date is Rolex's presidential watch. It's the one worn by heads of state, Fortune 500 CEOs and cultural titans. And yes, Idris Elba has one in solid yellow gold with a black dial. With its signature semicircular 3-link bracelet, it's a heavy piece of engineering. Most guys would have this watch wrapped up in bubble wrap. But Idris is there eating spicy chicken with his hands. That's big Idris energy. Actually, retail price for the yellow gold Day-Date 40 starts at around $38,000 to $42,000, but the secondary market commands a premium. This is not a casual watch, but a declaration. And when you're Idris Elba walking into a room, sometimes a declaration is exactly what's required. Now it seems one presidential Rolex wasn't enough. He needed the one that proves he's also a man of old money taste. Coming in at number 4 is the same legendary model, but with a different personality. Idris doesn't just do loud gold. He also owns the Rolex Day-Date 40 in 18-karat white gold with a silver dial. To the average person on the street, this might look like a regular stainless steel watch, but to a watch nerd, we see that luster and the weight. This is reference 228239. Where the yellow gold commands attention, the white gold version is almost deceptively understated. Silver on silver, clean lines, presidential bracelet. It's the watch you wear when you want the room to know you have taste, not just money. This reference is sold for around $39,000 to $45,000. However, the real value here is what it says. Elba didn't just buy a Rolex, he bought the Rolex, twice, in different metals because he understood the difference. And now we're getting to the truly cinematic pieces. Making it to number 3 is a watch that every collector wants in their safe. It's undeniable that a collection doesn't have depth without vintage, and Idris Elba, being the connoisseur he is, has been rumoured to own a vintage Rolex Daytona to prove it. The Daytona is arguably the most coveted watch reference in the modern era. Originally designed as a timing tool for racing drivers, it became a cultural icon because of its scarcity and connection to legendary Paul Newman. Today, a vintage model can be bought between $60,000 to well over $120,000 depending on the reference. So for Idris to have a vintage piece in his rotation, it signals something important. He's investing in something that's only ever been appreciated. And despite the investment, he was also comfortable burning it down with the next piece. At number 2 is the Gucci 25H Tourbillon. For a long time, fashion watches were looked down upon by serious collectors. Then Gucci released the 25H Tourbillon and they put it on Idris Elba's wrist. This isn't just a logo on a dial. We're talking about an ultra-thin $130,000 skeletonized Flying Tourbillon. It's one of the most technically demanding and expensive complications in horology. The fact that Gucci produced one that has been praised by serious watch collectors showed just how much the brand's watchmaking arm has evolved. It's only 8mm thick and looked like it was carved out of a single piece of industrial steel. Idris wore this at the special screening of his survival thriller Beast, and it stole the show. However, this isn't the only Gucci 25H he's worn. He also wore a skeletonized tourbillon variant on an alligator leather strap at the 75th Cannes Film Festival. Apparently, this is a watch for a man who loves architecture and movement, more like Gucci's way of saying, "We've arrived," and Idris was the only man stylish enough to deliver the message. Yet, the most important watch in his entire collection might still surprise you. Taking the number 1 spot is the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. Idris Elba has been spotted wearing the 41mm self-winding version in white gold with a smoked blue dial. The moment he stepped onto the red carpet with this watch, collectors noticed immediately. Designed in 1972 by the legendary Gerald Genter, the Royal Oak completely changed the watch industry. It proved that a steel sports watch could sit in the same luxury league as gold dress watches. Today, the modern Royal Oak self-winding costs around $70,000 at retail, but depending on the configuration and demand, it can climb well over $90,000 on the secondary market. And honestly, it fits Idris perfectly. This is the kind of watch that doesn't shout for attention, yet everyone in the room notices it. Now tell us, if you could pick one watch from Idris Elba's collection, which one are you taking? Drop your answer in the comments down below, and if you want to see another Hollywood star's collection that proves luxury isn't about price tags, the next video is already on your screen. See you there.